And it's a great honor for me to be joined in co-hosting this event by Michael Levitt, the new MP for York Centre. Et c'est un grand plaisir d'accueillir des gens ici de Montréal, de Toronto et d'Ottawa et de plusieurs autres parties du Canada. And what is so great about this day is that we're able to celebrate the diversity of the Canadian Jewish community. We have people here from every stream of Judaism: Reconstructionist, Reform, Conservative, Modern Orthodox, and Hasidim. We have people here who represent every religion in Canada, from every community, because as Canadians, we all want to share in each other's celebrations. Nous avons les représentants ici de tous les différents partis politiques sur la colline parlementaire. Oh. Because no matter what party we're from or what our political views are, as soon as we leave that chamber, we are the best of friends, and that's what we need to be. And what is an incredible honor for me and Michael is to be joined here by the Prime Minister of Canada. And one of the things that's very important to note is the Prime Minister's connection to the Canadian Jewish community. Monsieur le Premier ministre, vous avez toujours dit qu'un de vos rôles les plus importants, c'est d'être le député de Papineau. Et comme on connaît le comté de Papineau, I'm going to switch to English, more people may understand. As we all know, the riding of Papineau is named after Joseph Papineau. But his son, Louis-Joseph Papineau, was the Speaker of the Assembly of Lower Canada, and the man who put forward the motion in 1831 to make Jews full and complete citizens of what was then Quebec.
It's not the usual family connection that's described to me, so variety there.
I could talk a lot about what Pierre Trudeau did, but I was talking about Papineau. I figured I'd be a little different. And what that led to was in 1872, the first Jewish member of the House of Commons, Henry Nathans from Victoria, had no problem taking his seat because of that great action by Quebecers, by Louis-Joseph Papineau. So, Mr. Prime Minister, thank you for joining us. And we're so glad to be joined by leaders of other parties. Tom Mulcair is here, Lisa Raitt is here representing the Conservatives. Thank you so much for being here. And I'm going to turn it over to Michael to tell you a bit of that story of Chanukah.
Good evening, everyone. It's really just a thrill to be standing here as the Member of Parliament for York Centre, to be standing with so many friends. Thank you. And a special thank you to Anthony Housefather, who helped me organize this event. The story of Chanukah is one about the triumph over adversity of the Jewish people. And in 165 BCE, the Syrian Greek army was occupying Israel, no longer allowing the people to practice their religion, to practice Judaism. As the story goes, a small Jewish army was able to defeat the much larger force and regain their freedom in the land of Israel. Despite there being only a small jug of oil left to light the menorah in the temple, this amount lasted for 8 days. And that's why during Chanukah, we light the menorah, we light it to light up the darkness, and we light it for 8 days. And that's what we're going to do here tonight. It's the 4th night of Chanukah, so we're going to light 5 candles. Why? Because one of the candles, the shamash, is the candle that lights all the other candles. I just want to reaffirm something that Anthony said, and he said it well. Today is about inclusivity. It's about coming together, whether as Jews or as parliamentarians or as people on the Hill supporting the Jewish community. It's about coming together and triumph over adversity. And this week is a time that we can reflect on the contributions of the Jewish community to Canada, because we all know that when we come together, we are stronger, and that's what makes Canada such a wonderful place to live and thrive. make one other mention, and that's to a number of the Jewish organizations that have come together to join us here. I know we've got CJPAC, we've got CJA, we've got UJA, we've got B'nai B'rith, and it's wonderful again to show the inclusivity of our community in coming together to celebrate here on the Hill. What a special way to celebrate Chanukah. One final thank you, and then we're going to get on with the candle lighting. And that's to my friend and mentor, and I know that that Anthony feels the same way, to Erwin Kotler. Erwin Kotler, where's Erwin? I want to bring Erwin up here. Erwin is the driving force behind both Anthony and myself, and I just want to thank you for this band. So before we light the candles, we're going to hear from the Prime Minister, from Lisa Raitt, and from NDP leader Tom Mulcair. So if we can, Mr. Mulcair, can we hear from you first?
Well, I'd like to thank my colleagues, first of all, for organizing this event. It's not the first time on the Hill, but it's certainly the time on the Hill we've had the most people attending this event. So congratulations to them. We have a lot of people and friends from Montreal and from indeed all over the country. I just wanted to say what an incredible honor it is to be with you tonight. When we started the week, we were in Montreal at one of the seminaries, lighting the first candle. It's a thrill for us to be here with you tonight. Catherine would have loved to have been here with you, and it's part of her tradition, as you know. On behalf of her and her side of our family, it's indeed a pleasure to be here. This is a festival where we get to remember what it is to fight against intolerance, to fight against tyranny, to fight against oppression, and to let that light continue to shine. So let's do that together. Merci.
And I'm going to call Lisa Raitt from the Conservative.
It's tight back here, isn't it? I can tell you the wall is cool though, so I'm hugging the wall because my temperature's coming down. Thank you very much for the invitation. I'm delighted to be here. I see I have my other colleagues from the Conservative Party are here. I see David Sweet, and I see Peter Kent, and I saw Tony Clement earlier, so it's great to see everybody. Greetings and best wishes on behalf of the Conservative Party of Canada, but from my own family as well to yours. I wish you all the best in the coming days, and I wish you all the best for the season. And thank you once again for having me part of this today.
And of course, Mr. Prime Minister.
Thank you, all of you, for being here tonight. Merci d'être ici. Merci à Michael et Anthony d'avoir travaillé pour nous rassembler ce soir. Merci à Lisa pour ses belles paroles. Merci à Tom pour ses paroles aussi. And merci à Erwin d'être ici. Merci Cantor. I know you're going to sing beautifully for us shortly. I think this full room right now really symbolizes not just the spirit of Hanukkah, not just the spirit of the holidays, but truly the spirit of inclusiveness and respect and togetherness and unity that Canada is always best at when we pull together. And I am touched, and I have long said that it is important for the Jewish community to support different political parties in this House. Not just a question of hedging your bets for eventual election outcomes, but very much to highlight that the Jewish community, like any community, is filled with a variety of views and perspectives and priorities and values. But that we all come together at a moment like this to celebrate the light that unites us all, to share our stories, to share our perspectives. It's extremely important. And I've said this a few times before in different venues, but I've never been able to say it in front of him. One of the most touching speeches I've ever heard on on Holocaust Remembrance Day was by my friend Tom Mulcair, who expressed beautifully a story of he and his wife visiting Europe and indeed some of the death camps that had affected relations in her family. And I have to say it was in that moment and in many moments since where I have been reminded that all Canadians are friends to Israel, that all parties support Israel, and going forward we will continue to stand steadfast friends to our friends and allies around the world. Happy to say happy Chanukah, Chag
So thank you so much, Mr. Mulcair and Ms. Ray and Mr. Prime Minister. It was wonderful to hear those words of support for our community. And Mr. Prime Minister, the testament of your definitely means you're an honorary Jew. And I noticed several ministers here. Minister Joly is here, Minister Carr, Minister Dion, and I know there's others, and I just want to thank you for taking time out of your busy schedules to join us here today. And now we're going to be lighting two menorahs. On va illuminer deux menorahs. The first one will be lit by our religious leaders, and the second one by parliamentarians. So to light the shamash, actually before we do that, we're going to have Cantor Ben Lolo from the congregation, the conservative congregation here in Ottawa, do the blessings. Cantor Ben Lolo, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kideshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Chanukah. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asa nisim la'avoteinu bayamim ha'hem ha'azman ha'zeh.
Didn't work.
There we go. It worked.
We're good.
Okay. So now we're going to call up. Start with the rabbis.
Okay, so on the religious menorah for the shamash and first candle, we would like to call up Rabbi Chaim Mendelson from Ottawa and Rabbi Mendy Zirkin from Montreal. The Chabad movement has had a long history in involvement with this ceremony, and we're proud to bring you up here to light the shamash and the first candle. Where's Mendy?